going to go through the core order line by line because that's, the problem is we tend to get stuck in the detail and lose sight of the overview of why it's happening and what the point is, and that's what I want to go into here. The first thing I do want to say is that a major difference between public ritual and your personal solitary work is that when you're doing solitary stuff, you know what's happening at all moments because you're doing it. But when it's public, you're going to have a whole bunch of people. Some of them will be at one level, some will be at another level, some will understand more than others will, some will be more magically inclined than others are. And the thing is, you have to take everybody on this journey together. And that's why the core order of ritual exists. It's all these steps are so that we can all go at the same time to the same place. Essentially, the first thing you have to do is prepare yourself to do ritual. That's what all these, the opening prayers, the ringing of the bell, it's to put you into the right mind space. And once you're there and you purify yourself, we call on the earth. And this was a conscious decision that Isaac made back in the 80s. That Gaia, hypothesis or not, however you see it, without her, we are nothing. We cannot exist without the earth. And so we start with her. Now the Hellenes have got this thing about they got to call Hestia first. And I wasn't going to do that until Hestia slapped me upside the head, so now I do too. But the point is that Hestia sits on the earth as well, does she not? She burns upon the earth. So, as does Agni, as does Brige, as do they all. But the earth is that with which we must begin. It is, without her, we are nothing. So, we've gotten that out of the way. We're going to do our statement. We're going to say, this is why we're here. This is what we're doing. That's great. We're ready. And now we find the center of the worlds. We recreate that place where all the worlds touch. That place where communication can be driven like a tunnel between the veils between the worlds, so that we can communicate all at the same time in sacred space, in sacred time, with the kindreds. That's what that whole business of the Sacred Center and Wellfire Retreat, that's all it is making it possible for us as a group to communicate with the powers. Once we've done that, we've made the place possible. We call on a gatekeeper to give us a hand in making sure that we get those portals nice and wide open. And some folks like to think too that the gatekeeper protects us. He guards those openings so that nothing nasty will come through, he or she, or it. Mr. Morales have sense?
It's a masculine noun, but...
It's a masculine noun. Okay, fair enough. So he, she, or it can guard the ways. Your mileage may vary, if you wish. I mean, I like that personally. The ancients never worried about intrusions of demonic powers, etc. during their rites. It never occurred to them. The demonic thing is part of what I call the great heresy that Zoroaster started. That's another issue. So we have opened the ways and everything's ready. Now what do? Now is the time for the sacrifice. We make all the offerings to all of our kindreds, just so that everybody's on board together. We call them that. That way, my patrons are Rhiannon, Kernunos, and Sheshlapkathas. Somebody else's are, Hestia or Hera. No, well, not yours, hers, etc. That way, everybody gets to be included, so that you are part of the group, and yet you personally get to be in this rite and communing with yours. And once we've gotten to that point, then that's why we ask for the deity of the occasion. This is the reason we're getting together. This is who we're all going to kind of aim our energy at. This is the birthday boy or the birthday girl or whatever. This is the purpose of this thing. And once we have invited that being, and we all made our personal offerings, if we wish, we're allowed, because that's wonderful. That's that little chaotic element I was talking about before. then we get to ask for something back. That's the return flow. That's that. The water's applied for, however you want to do it. You sacrifice a loaf of bread and say it's a cow, you know, that's fine, whatever you do. So that the circle is complete. And then we just shut everything down very nicely, thank everybody very politely. We never order anyone to leave, which is, I think, very rude. We thank them very nicely for coming and ta-da, it's over. That is the core order. It is actually logical. If you look at it as an overview, when you sit here and look at each individual thing, it's really easy to just kind of get lost in the detail. It's real easy to get lost in the detail. So try to see it as its overarching logic rather than the detail. And of course you'll screw up. You'll leave out the asking this or doing that, and it happens. That's why we have a vernacular, which is not in the core order virtually. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Just makes you feel good. So essentially that.